It's Focus Connect back in the building. And now we got a big controversy about Magic City and the collaboration that they had with the NBA. And see, it's two sides to every story, because in the city of Atlanta, the strip club is perceived a certain way. And then when you go to other different cities, the strip club is something totally different. Some of these strip clubs operate like brothels. Some of these strip clubs operate to where they are demeaning the women. And then you gotta look at the environment in these strip clubs: drug use, alcohol use. These guys get drunk, go to groping the women, disrespecting the women. Some women have lost their life through getting followed home. Some women have drugged men and robbed men. So it's not really a desired place when you really think about what the strip club represents. You got to think about everything that's attached to it. It's not just men in there having a good time, everybody happy, everybody. Some people is having a dark moment in the strip club because some people have reduced themselves to become strippers, and they doing stuff to survive. People are operating out of survival mode. Now, one thing I always said to myself, and with me having daughters, I always said I don't want my daughters to have to do something strange for a piece of change, and I stand on that. So us as fathers and us as parents, we have to understand how to direct and guide our children to the right direction of where their life can be productive. But when you look at what D1 bringing to the table, D1, even though he rapped, D1 is a scholar. D1 is a college professor. So D1 is probably looking at the situation from how different things are affecting the kids, and everybody are living their life looking at this from the perspective of whatever type of understanding they have through the things they've been through. But when you look at Atlanta, Atlanta treats the strip club as a party spot. People go on dates to the strip club in Atlanta. And now it has become a phenomenon all around the world. Now, the tricking culture started in Atlanta with Big Meech. And then you got to think about it, when the other ballers in there, they get jealous to see Big Meech throwing all the money, getting all the attention. So if anybody else getting money, they gonna throw money too. So that changed the whole dynamic in the culture of what strippers represent in the city of Atlanta. Now, Magic City is a staple of Atlanta, the biggest strip club in Atlanta, biggest known strip club around the world. And they open the doors for people in other places, other states, other cities to operate under that same fashion. But you gotta think about this. I remember when I used to go to the strip club, I was a member. I loved the strip club. I introduced a lot of young men to the strip club back when I was operating under that level of understanding, when I was looking at everything based on enjoying all of the things that most of the people of our race enjoy. But you gotta think about this, the collateral damage. And I look at it from all sides. When it come down to the gangsters, back in the day, and I'm switching up a little bit. When it come down to gang banging back in the day, it was a little more contained. Now you had some situations where it get wild, but you didn't have to worry about the kids getting shot en masse the way it's going now. You didn't have to worry about people spinning the block, not caring about getting caught, not caring about going to jail. Everybody was trying to get away. When you had the old lady, Miss Jones or Miss Johnson, that always sat up in her window looking out the window, everybody knew in the neighborhood, hey, don't do nothing around that lady house. Now, people have got so disrespectful because they don't have the same understanding we had, that they're going way farther than we ever went. So it's the same thing with these young ladies and these young girls. That's why I understand what D1's saying, and people have to stop taking everything personal because they thinking of the level of understanding they have. Oh, we just went and had a good time, we just drunk at the strip club. But you gotta understand, man, it's some perverts in the strip club. You gotta understand that there's some people in the strip club that are not savory human beings. Everybody don't have money to throw. So what you think that guy that don't have money to throw, that's in there perverted, give $1 trying to put his hand inside of the woman? What do you think about these guys that get drunk and then they get out of their body and then they do something to your daughter? Because see, one thing I saw, and I respect what D1 said, how would you feel if it was your daughter on this stage? How would you feel if your daughter was in the atmosphere to be disrespected by all these men and they look up to becoming a stripper? Now, I'm not the judge, I'm not the jury. So I'm not judging these young ladies on them feeling like what they have to do to survive. But I'm with D1 because it's to the point where we have to make other things seem entertaining. Back in the day, you used to have girls, people wanted a college girl. People want a girl that went to school, but now you can't even tell the difference. That's why I say, when you look at what's going on in society, the generation that comes next, they are more extreme than the generation before. Because now you can get a woman that work in a bank, you can get a school teacher. If you remember the lady Teacher Bay, what's the difference from her and a stripper? See, when we came up, we viewed a stripper, that was a hoe. Now, whether we were wrong or right, that's up to you to say. But the thing is, that was the way everybody perceived a stripper. There was an unsavory character in the community, just like a drug dealer. And when you look at drug dealers, they selling drugs. But when a person selling their body, it's like you sold your soul. And that's the message that we have to give to these young girls. But I understand the culture of Atlanta by being around the Atlanta scene, by understanding how those guys are. They throwing the money for sport. They enjoying themselves just by being in the atmosphere. Is pretty much like a party. So I get it. But you got to look at it when you collide the NBA with Magic City. You have a lot of kids that are aspiring to be NBA stars. You have a lot of kids that are looking up to this conglomerate as something they aspire to be a part of. And when you collaborate that with Magic City and the strip club thing, then you will open these people's mind up to want to know, oh, what's going on in Magic City? Oh, if they gave us a good time like this, now they want to explore and know what it's all about. But we can't leave it today, because when the music they listen to, the stuff we see on TV, they had a documentary about Magic City the other day. I saw that. And then I just look at it from the business aspect, the way that guy looks at it. It's not the way of a person that's going in there to be entertained. It's a business to him, just like Amazon. But I think about all the different stories, the strippers later on in life, how it's just like they don't have no career. Once they don't look good no more, once the things drop and they don't have the drive for it no more, what's the next step? See, that's where D1 coming from. It ain't all about this one situation, because when you let something small take place, it grows to a bigger phenomenon. Just like we seeing with the thugging. When people used to have a 38, now these guys got military guns. Now back when you would see a female, if she wore tights, you'd be happy to see her shirt blow up, because the shirt was gonna always come past the ass. But now, if you see a woman wear tights, she's wearing them, pulling them up in between her crotch area and pretty much letting you see the whole outline of it. And that just goes with everything in life. Like when back in the day, you had very selective few women that'll scratch cars up and bust windows out of cars. Now, we got people making songs, I bust the window out your car. We got people making music, and then everybody's gravitating to this and feeling like they're justified because they're in their emotion to damage another person's property. So we have to get back to the morals that we once had, man. We have to have a moral compass and develop some sense of camaraderie amongst one another to care more about enlightening one another and coming up with other forms of excitement and entertainment. Because as fun as the strip club is, I understand the damage that they cause to those young ladies that's in there. Think about when Cardi B said she was down bad, that they was slipping Mickeys in the men's drinks, and then they was hitting licks. And I don't even blame Cardi B for that, because she was doing things that was based around the environment that she was working in. That's a part of street life, just like snitching when it comes to the gangsters, just like shooting, just like all of the other things that come with it, doing life in prison, all that come with the streets. And when you look at the strip club, that's just another element of the streets, because now you got the pimps and the hustlers, everything going on around these strip clubs. They selling drugs, pimping the girls out. Like I say, then a lot of these girls that's with it, they just as treacherous as the dudes. So I think with the situation with D1, man, you gotta hear the man message, you know what I'm saying? And I also understand from the side of the people in Atlanta, because the way they view the strip club, but I remember the strip club where a girl was in there selling tail for $40 and $50 and going to the back 40 and 50 times in one night. Just imagine that. A woman sleeping with 40 or 50 different guys that she don't know for $40 to $50. And if they down bad, they'll take 30 probably. So I just feel like it's all in how you perceive things. And then when you put things in perspective to where you look at it like, damn, what if that was my daughter? That should be an eye opener. But y'all like and subscribe to my channel, man. I'm out.